Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to RMIT Activator's Virtual Impact Agency Showcase. Today, we are really excited to show off the amazing work done over the semester by our students and their clients. So big thank you all for joining us. We look forward to really introducing you to the next generation of innovators, change makers, and entrepreneurs. Before we get started, I'd like to just acknowledge the people of the Woiwurrung and Boonwurrung language groups of the Eastern Kulin Nations on whose unceded lands we conduct the business of the university. I acknowledge the first Australians as the traditional custodians of this beautiful continent, whose cultures are amongst the oldest living cultures in human history. And I pay my respect to the elders of the community and their descendants. I also extend my respect to all elders and descendants from other First Nation communities. So firstly, let me introduce myself. My name is Daniel Christensen, and I'll be your MC of sorts this afternoon, kind of guiding the process as best as possible. You'll see me pop up live periodically between the pre-recorded videos over the next 2 hours. So a little bit about me. I'm an education designer and facilitator from the RMIT Activator and the designer and facilitator behind Impact Agency. For those who don't know Activator, it is the growth engine for entrepreneurship and innovation here at RMIT University. So we deliver entrepreneurial experiences which create value for students, staff, and industry by building knowledge, capabilities, and networks for impact. So at Impact Agency, my role has really been coaching and guiding the students through the last 12 weeks as they create value and impact for kind of multiple client challenges and opportunities. So we have a fantastic mix of people here today in the audience. So thank you again all for joining. We're joined obviously by our amazing Impact Agency students. We're also joined by the Impact Agency industry partners, but also joined from the RMIT course academics and professional staff as well. I do know that there's a few people joining for the first time. This is their first showcase, but also might not have interacted with Impact Agency before. So Impact Agency is essentially a semester-long program designed to cultivate a student's professional experience, skill set, and toolbox by navigating, collaborating, and solving real-world client challenges. RMIT Activator essentially provides the hosted environment designed around a modern agency, and our team of experts or innovation experts guide students through an applied learning experience. So the internal dynamics of this organization are completely student-led, and this includes the organizational culture, the way we communicate, and even the technology we use. So this is our third Impact Agency program, which is pretty exciting. And this semester we had a total of 66 students working on 21 projects across 21 clients. So quite a big cohort, but also a big slate of interesting work the agency has had this semester. This semester, the Impact Agency kicked off in July, where students started out by co-creating their organization and agency by collectively aligning their learning goals, vision, values, culture, and ways of working. Once this was established, the agency was then given a complex industry challenge where every student had to work together through a 5-day design sprint to solve a complex industry challenge. So this year was pretty exciting. The students had the pleasure of working for Boeing Airlines Australia, and they kind of sought out to build solutions for the future of advanced manufacturing and the advanced manufacturing workplace in Australia, which is pretty exciting. That showcase has already happened at the start of the semester, but if anyone's interested, just reach out to us and we can share a bit more about that project. So after that design sprint, most students had the opportunity to select 1 to 2 long-form client projects that they would work on for the remainder of the semester. So the types of projects range from product development, market analysis, user experience design, prototyping, testing, app development, financial modeling, and even machine learning, to name a few. Students then worked as innovation consultants on their external industry projects in about groups of 4 or 5 people. Most of the teams are multidisciplinary teams, which is pretty exciting. And they would meet with their clients every week, kind of delivering their outcomes and presenting their work. And then at the end, they kind of handed over their deliverables to their clients. And we're here today to basically showcase the work. So almost every client project has handed over their work, but now it's about sharing the wonderful work with the broader community, which is really exciting. So the intention of today's showcase is to briefly hear about all the projects from this semester's Impact Agency, but also provide an opportunity for every audience member to dive deeper on the projects that you find interesting. So before we go any further, I just want to quickly highlight just a little bit about the platform we're using today. Excuse me. So as you can all see, we're using this program called Hopin, which is really exciting. And it's a really exciting way to present the showcase today. While, of course, we would have loved to hosted this in person, the Activator team have done a great job to kind of create the best digital experience we can, given the circumstances. So just a few comments on how to navigate your way around this platform. On the left, this is where you'll see things such as the stage, reception, and the sessions as well. So this menu will allow you to jump in and out of the projects in more detail a little bit later on. And on the right of the screen, you'll see the chat box and people tab. And this is where you can kind of cheer on the students, ask questions, and connect with one another. And also, if you're experiencing any technical difficulties, just search RMIT Activator in the people section. RMIT Activator will pop up. Just simply write that, and one of our team will be able to assist you. So now on today's showcase. Today's agenda will be split into two main parts. So the first part will go for about an hour. So this is just your chance to basically sit back and hear pitches from the 20 student project groups. They're quite quick and punchy, 1 to 2 minute pitches. So remember to stay on your toes. There's a lot of content being thrown at you shortly. And these pitches are really to provide a high level kind of overview of each project. Within these presentations or pitches, there'll also be some small talks from some of our industry partners. So as you're listening to all the projects, just remember to write down the project that you would like to hear more about. Remember that name, and then when we jump into the sessions, you can dive a little bit deeper with the students in a 20-minute kind of presentation. So that's the pitches. Then, of course, we move into the second part, which is much more interactive. And this is where we all click out of this main stage that you're viewing now and go to sessions over on the left. So we're going to have 2 20-minute rounds, and this is where you can choose the project you'd like to learn more about. The projects are split across 2 rounds, so 10 in each round. So when I prompt you, not now, but later, to go to the sessions, you'll see that round 1 projects have a yellow label and round 2 projects have a red label. So just make sure you go to the yellow label, round 1 first. We will then prompt you go to the next round, round 2. So when you enter one of the session rooms, there will be student representatives from each project who will present their project in more detail and then open up for Q&A. So this is also a really good chance for all the audience to ask questions for the students as well. I'm sure they'll very much appreciate that. So in addition to the 20 project rooms, this year we're also adding an exciting element, which are 2 roundtable discussions facilitated by some of the Activator team. So if you're more interested in maybe discussing some of the bigger topics and themes around impact agency, I really highly recommend you jump into these roundtable discussions. So round 1 will have a roundtable exploring work integrated learning experiences and what it means to bring that kind of student perspective within an organization. This session will be facilitated by Margaret Ledwith, Head of Education and Products here at the Activator. And then round 2 will have their roundtable will be exploring the industry-university relationship and how to master it and how impact agency can play a role in the future. And this one will be facilitated by Matt Salia, Director here at the Activator. So after each round, you'll see a message telling you to change projects or roundtables. Once we've gone through all the rounds, we'll then inform you to come back to this main stage where we'll talk about some of the ways to get involved with the Activator in the future and then close down the session. So without further ado, let's kick off the first half of today's showcase and dive right into it with our first round of pitches. So remember to keep note of which ones you find interesting and you want to dive a bit deeper on. We're going to have about 8 before we jump into an industry presentation. So stay focused. There's going to be a lot of content, but it's really exciting stuff.
Hey guys, my name is Jonathan Lee, and I'll be presenting a short pitch deck on AEM algorithm. The team consists of Zach, Thomas, Adrian, and myself. About the client, AEM is the next generation in financial accounting platforms built specifically for businesses using blockchain. AEM programs the capture of cryptocurrency transactions for accounting purposes by extracting information directly from the blockchain itself. AM are currently in the process of creating a new product feature, which is creating an open source AM plus Delta wallet. About the brief, we looked into open sourcing and licenses that are involved. We identified and mitigated potential risks that are involved with open sourcing, found ways to fund and generate revenue for open sourcing, found ways to list an open source project, and also the auditing procedures. The outcomes. We conducted research on open source software and the criteria for the project, a comprehensive roadmap with tasks and timeframes for each requirement, a polished and refined report with all the relevant information AM needed for decision making, as well as recommendations to advise AM on how they could progress and use the report. Please come to our session to learn more about blockchain technology, or insights into developing a cryptocurrency wallet, requirements needed to develop an open source software, what risks and liabilities are to arise, and how to mitigate them. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Vaibhav and our industry partner is BTO. BTO seeks to smash the stigma surrounding mental health and empower the youth to reach out for support by sharing their own experiences to help educate others regarding mental health. And to help them on this endeavor, we help create an AI system which automates the moderation process, letting the moderators help more people in less time. Our system can identify the themes of the story, tell if the experience posted was positive or negative, and the likelihood of users inflicting self-harm or committing suicide. If you'd like to know more about the work that we did or how this stuff works, please feel free to drop by our booth.
Hey, we're Brushboarding. The team consists of myself, Kevin, Regan, Andrew, and Alexi. So brushboarding is a little-known, safe, fun fitness activity that complements board sports like surfing, snowboarding, and skateboarding. Hit by unforeseen circumstances, the brushboarding attraction has sat on the shelf, ready for a global market launch, and 2021 and 2022 has posed an opportune time to initiate a relaunch for the attraction and expand its global growth through concise, focused strategies. So the brief, the COVID pandemic has resulted in the growth of the entertainment industry coming to a standstill. Utilizing market research, competitors, and industry analysis, we have to consider a post-pandemic go-to-market strategy to relaunch the brushboarding product. Some deliverables include the best fit location for installation of the product and complementary business models that would fit with brushboarding and their brand values.
So the outcomes of our project include industry, location, branding, and competitor analysis, a location business model prototypes, final recommendations, and altogether a final report. So come to our session room to learn more about the ideation process and analysis of our findings, proposed prototypes, and our conclusions and suggestions on the future of brushboarding. Thank you.
Hello everybody, my name is Nicholas and welcome to the Impact Agency Showcase. We were very fortunate enough to work alongside Ericsson as one of our clients. So as a 12-student team, we divided ourselves into the space, Industry 4.0 and health sector. Now, a little bit about Ericsson is they are a leading 5G network vendor that primarily focuses on delivering innovative services to businesses. Now, as the fourth generation networks are reaching maturity, the demand for 5G deployments worldwide is accelerating exponentially. So as the impact of COVID is being felt globally across many industries, the need to adapt to the new normal is driving new trends and growth in the markets. In combination with the growing adoption of 5G, the resulting landscape shift from COVID may present new opportunities for network providers to capitalize on. So the outcomes of this project was market research, 4G versus 5G in relation to each section respectively, the use cases for Ericsson moving forward, and the influence of COVID-19 on business interests. So come along to our session room to learn more about the future of 5G networks, the space sector, the Industry 4.0 sector, and the health sector. Thank you. We'll see you there.
Hello, I'm Jaden, and I work with Evertat alongside Andre, Jason, and T for the Impact Agency. Evertat is a small startup that aims to create a community forum for sustainable and general renovators that can communicate them with local businesses along with teaching them sustainable renovating practices. The brief that we were given was the task of understanding Evertat's customer journeys based on their experiences and motivations, whether that be sustainable motivators or general motivators, as well as Evertat's go-to market strategy and further information on KPIs that they can target. The outcomes that we delivered were market strategies, market research, customer storyboards and personas, as well as future recommendations for the company and compiled research reports. Come down to our room if you'd like to know more about the customer experience mapping, the methodology behind our project, and deeper insight on everything we look through. Thank you.
Hi there, welcome to our project brief, and together with myself, Christian, Aaron, and Adam, we make up the Final Resilience Australia team. So about our client, Financial Resilience Australia is aimed at raising vulnerable women out of poverty through the promotion of micro-business uptake. This is facilitated to the granting of small, interest-free loans as capital. For our brief, the brief included 3 key milestones to be completed. The first was market research, in which a breakdown of the demographic and economics was to be provided for 2 key suburbs. Secondly, from the research personas were to be created of a typical person living in these areas. Lastly, from the research, a marketing campaign was to be created. For our outcomes, we created a demographic of the economic profile of the target areas, constructed user personas based on our research, and established a marketing campaign to actively engage the community. Come to our session to learn more about how we developed insights into the communities of Broadmeadows and Fairfield, what we learned about microenterprises, how these communities can be supported to engage small business in the future, and how we developed a plan to engage these communities in the future. We hope to see you there.
Hi, my name is Matt, and I'm a part of the CAPI team featuring myself, Michael, Rohan, Jade, and Christian. CAPI is an award-winning Australian company that manufactures sparkling mineral water mixers and fruit sodas. For our project with CAPI, we were tasked with exploring the current circumstances of the functional beverage market and what products CAPI should consider when exploring these in the future. With lots of research and a survey we conducted to find out more information about our customers, we had come to the decision to make a beverage for morning and night. Our vision was to create a product that would be on the shelves of leading supermarkets in the next 2 to 3 years, while keeping in mind new products coming into the market, such as CBD, which we would explore. We set sail on an 8-week journey in visualizing and crafting products and what beverage trends and enhancements we should consider when developing our prototypes. We hope you enjoy.
The Hapster Group presentation. This was undertaken by Alex, Dang, Jason, and myself. The client that we received was the Hapster Group. They specialize in commercial cleaning for maintenance and security. They are a privately owned Australian company that specializes in cleaning for commercial high-rise properties, shopping centers, manufacturing and logistics, educational campuses, business parks, aged care facilities, as well as serving the general public. The brief that we received is they would like students to research market segments and advise them on said segments so that we can put together a pitch and target the said market segments. The outcomes that we delivered on was researching the sectors and providing a pitch for them, as well as developing a research report based on our said research to back up our findings. If you'd like to learn more, please come on down to our room. We can divulge information on the market pitch process, as well as the neighbour system, as well as market insights into the cleaning sector and how the government is incentivizing sustainable waste management. Thank you.
Wow, what a great way to kick off the showcase. There you have the first 8 industry projects. A lot of really great insights and ideas across such a diverse range of organizations and industries. So before we go into some more project pitches, I'd love to really bring in the perspective from one of our industry partners from this semester. I had the pleasure of catching up with Thurman Wise from Cappy Sparkling Drinks last week to talk about the benefits of having students in-house and what work-integrated learning experiences mean in the future of business. So Thurman has some really interesting insights and perspectives to share, which I think we could all learn a thing or two from. So I'd like to introduce you all to Thurman Wise from Cappy to talk on the topic of benefits of having students in-house.
Hello, my name is Thurman Wise, and I'm the Brand and Innovation Director at Cappy. And today I will be talking about student integrated work experience. So who is Cappy? Cappy is an Australian family-owned beverage business based in Melbourne, Victoria. We specialize in premium mineral waters and mixers. You can find our products everywhere from Coles, Dan Murphy's, 7-Eleven, and independent retailers across the country. Our brand was founded 10 years ago by Pitsy Folk with kind of the idea of sourcing beverage locally and not having products being shipped across an ocean when we have such amazing kind of produce and ingredients here at home. It was founded to be an all-natural preservative-free brand. And fast forward 10 years, we're really focused on being both accessible and pioneering the future of beverage. So really focusing on low sugar, hydration, and wellness. So our current relationship with RMIT is working with the Activator program. And in fact, actually, our history with RMIT goes back a bit further. Our CEO is a graduate of RMIT, and we participated in Activator programming last year. And we loved it so much that we really wanted to be a part of it this year as well. So we have quite a unique innovation challenge that we really needed to look to the future of creatives, the future of business people, and the future of consumers. And we wanted to engage with Activator to really help us develop a solution that can take us where we are now at Cappy to where we are in the future and help us bridge that gap. Why is it important to have students integrated into a business? I think no matter how innovative you are, and at Cappy, we really pride ourselves on being a very young, nimble, and innovative team. But no matter how innovative and young and nimble you are, certain cycles will ultimately form. You know, you get into the day-to-day of business, you have KPIs, you have sales numbers that you need to hit, you have targets, and you kind of get into a certain mindset that is very forward-looking, and sometimes you kind of miss on what's on the side. And what's so amazing about having students is those cycles haven't formed yet. You know, they don't have that business routine. They don't have that business acumen or innovation routine. They're very free thinking, and anything is possible and anything is on the table. And I think that what's so amazing is that they don't have the pressure of necessarily that KPI. And so the way that they think, the innovations that they come up with, the way that they problem solve is so fresh and different that it really does help kind of unlock ideas that we might be missing within our own organization. And for Cappy, I think that's very important because, again, we really want to be a pioneer, and we want to not only speak to the people that are our consumers today, but we want to speak to the consumers of the future. And I think what was really amazing for us with this particular one is that when we had the final presentation, I actually invited our entire senior leadership team to view it. And the energy from that session, the way that even our senior leadership team took what was said and the excitement behind it and the new ways of thinking has already sparked so many ideas within our organization. And that was literally just 1 hour of them getting to interact with the students. What role does Impact Agency have in student work experience? I think it's really interesting because I think, there's this old model of an intern where it's like someone comes in, they sit at a desk, they're kind of fully responsible, both from the business side, but also for themselves. And I feel like you probably miss out on a lot of experience and coaching. And I think what was so amazing with what we've had over the last 8 weeks is the students show up and they're ready. It's only an hour. It's like super targeted, but that hour that I'm getting a week it's 120% output. And I think that has a lot to do with the coaching and what's happening behind the scenes at the Activator and with Impact Agency that I don't even get to see. So for any business that would want to embed students kind of in their ways of working, have a little bit of guidance or do's and don'ts. The first is be willing to be vulnerable. I think sometimes, you want to put on the face that you know everything, or your business is so strong and we've got a vision. But I think being able to be vulnerable and open to students, to like hear the feedback, listen to what they have to say, and not take things too personally, is really, really crucial and key. The second, I think, is also, I guess, like every artist needs a canvas. So working with the students to give them structure. And I think, sometimes, students are ready to go out into left field or out into right field. And because they don't have the necessarily industry experience of the project they're working on, they don't know what is possible and what isn't. So giving some guidelines, of course, those can be broken because innovation does shake the mold, but I think really kind of giving them a little gentle push of direction is really crucial to getting a really great output. And I think, also to a certain degree, like, I think we all get older, and whilst we grow in knowledge, we do remove ourselves from trends, or we do remove ourselves and we do fall a bit out of touch. And I think, being able to accept the next generation, to, be able to accept the new ways of thinking is also really important. So I'd say those are the three things: vulnerability, acceptance, and guidance are, really the three key values that you need to have as a business going into a partnership with such incredible students. Thank you so much for listening to me chat for a second. These were the experiences of myself and Cappy, and hope you enjoyed hearing what we thought. And I'm very excited to see what the other student groups have to share.
Thank you so much, Thurman. Some really great insights there. I think you really hit the nail on the head there when it comes to the three things to consider when bringing students inside an organization, which is the vulnerability, acceptance, and guidance. So thanks so much for sharing. Also, if you'd like to dive a little bit deeper on this topic, Margaret will be facilitating a roundtable discussion, kind of exploring everything to do with bringing students within an organization and kind of that dynamic of the work integrated learning experience. So that discussion will happen in round one only. So just keep that in mind. Great. Now on to the second round of pitches. So I think we've got another 8 pitches here in a row before we jump into our next industry presentation. So remember to keep note of what you find interesting, just so when we go into the sessions, you know exactly where you want to go. Awesome. Over to the pitches.
Hi, my name is Brian Fu, and I'll be talking about HealthAid. So HealthAid is a newly made content creation platform which is designed to create a credible source of information in the form of Elite Health. And essentially, Elite Health is designed to create an optimized version of yourself through adjustments in your health and well-being. So the problem statement that we have gathered is that COVID-19 has created a lot of health concerns. So people who search for this health information are often met with misinformation. So what can we do to target a certain audience, and what strategies can we make to attain this audience? So essentially, we made a go-to-market strategy and report to address this problem. And in this report, we've discussed the strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities and threats of HealthAid, the practical insights on 24-year-olds to 18-year-olds and how they find and perceive credible health information. Also an advertising campaign for that audience and prototype ideas, which will essentially perpetuate this credible content image and increase the usability of HealthAid. So come to our session to learn about the different interfaces and tools we created, which would provide credibility and usability to our users, and also the SWOT analysis, the consumer insights, and the advertising campaign, which is targeted for 18 to 24-year-olds.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our presentation today on Hero. With me is Nee, Steph, Kevin, and today we'll be presenting an app that's all about sustainability. Hero is a platform of the circular and sharing economy framework and believes in sustainability. They've recently released an app which allows users to rent out and also hire unused items. This gives people the chance to hire any items that they might need instead of buying it outright, and also allows people to rent out items that are unused in their home. Hero at the time hadn't released their app and was still working on a way to enter the market. Our responsibility was to devise a go-to marketing strategy to assist in Hero's eventual launch to the market. Through the thorough research conducted, we were able to provide suggestions and recommendations on how Hero is to proceed from promoting and releasing their app for consumer use.
So our outcomes, we created marketing strategies, customer personas, competitor analysis, brand personality, and target location. So come to our session to learn more about how the service Hero provides, how we determine the target audience, the ideation journey, and our conclusions and recommendations. We look forward to seeing you there.
Hello everyone, my name's Ryan, and today I'm going to be presenting the pitch deck for Nansen. Now, what is Nansen? Nansen is an organization which aims to improve the lives of people by developing and leveraging emerging technologies to preserve human rights. Recently, Nansen has been developing ethical supply chain solutions to empower organizations to gather deeper insight into their existing supply chains, as well as gathering data to drive ethical and sustainable business practices. The fashion industry is extremely price competitive. There is limited information for the consumer to differentiate between products derived from ethical sources versus unverified supply chains. Hence, the goal within this project was to analyze how blockchain, AI, and the Internet of Things can be implemented in a clothing supply chain in order to reduce operating costs and improve transparency. Some various outcomes for this project included determining the consumer demand for ethically sourced clothing apparel, determining how the system would be practically implemented for large supply chains, suggesting a cost-efficient means of data collection and validation within using AI and the Internet of Things, and presenting this information in a final presentation and report. Come to our session if you want to learn more about blockchain technology, the demand for ethical supply chain, consumer purchasing behavior, and benefits of using blockchain for supply chain management.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jaden, here with the Peersy team, alongside Amber, An, and Matt. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about Peersy. So Peersy is an application where users can design an anonymous profile that helps you match with like-minded users with similar values. You can then support, be supported, or just chat with your matches. We believe this would be particularly relevant and helpful to many students and employees here today who might be feeling isolated or stressed by the current online COVID lifestyle. So our brief was to run some feedback sessions using the app, see what works, what could be improved, etc. Understand the types and needs of students have with connections and support, understand how students connect and get supported today and what's missing, develop a campaign around Peersy, and then help address these needs, and then try and roll out a campaign and get students using Peersy. So the outcome of this was we ran an internal application feedback and gathered data. We did some background research. We created a couple of customer personas. We conducted a survey and analyzed the results, and then proposed a campaign and created content for a future distribution, which I believe will be next week. If you'd like to hear more about Peersy and hear how this application can make it easier to get support and help others, explore key findings from our competitor research and customer survey analysis, check out our various personas, as well as the plethora of elements to proposed launch across Peersy's social media campaign, and get a tour of our mirror board to see what we've been up to in our project progress. Come to our room. Thanks for listening.
Good afternoon, team. My name's Liam Sotos, and I'll be introducing the team and my group members today. So I worked with Adam, Jason, Johnny, and Deng, and I'll be giving a rundown of our project with Poolit. Our client Deepak is the developer of the Poolit app, and he worked with us with his other marketing members, Yukti and Mambaka, who are all based in India. Poolit operates through a website and application, offering two services, the Poolit Carpool app and the Poolit Classifieds app. We worked on the Poolit Classifieds for this project. Our brief consisted of creating a mixture of marketing strategies to attempt to gain more users and showcase the app to university students. Our goal was to expose Poolit to the Australian market base and let the team understand what they can gain by diverging into an Australian marketplace. We managed to interview students from universities in Melbourne and get their opinion on their preferences when buying and selling goods online, as well as showcasing the Poolit app to them. We were able to research competitors in the classified space and mention the importance of Pulit's stance to creating a sustainable marketplace. Feel free to join us afterwards where we can tell you about our ideas proposed to Pulit, how we believe Pulit can perform in Australia, and more information on their app and services. Thanks everyone for joining us today.
Hello everyone, my name is Ryan, and today I'm going to be presenting a pitch deck for Prodigy. Now, what is Prodigy? Prodigy is a company which provides spreadsheets and financial statements to those in the energy sector. They are focused on providing solutions to the countries who have individuals living with no access to electricity or have unreliable electricity. Prodigy has been involved in multiple renewable energy projects in the past, which includes countries such as Haiti, Indonesia, and Colombia. Our objective was to analyze the strategic fit model and the 16 strategic approaches, pictured here, developed in order to assist organizations in tackling new business endeavors, and then create a website designed to inform visitors on Prodigy and its strategic approaches using software.io. Various outcomes for us included the website design itself, creating various infographics for the website, implementing a chatbot, terms and conditions, cookies, and portfolio and solutions. And come to our chat room if you wish to know more about the strategic fit model, various website design elements, and utilizing external website integrations such as chatbots and contact forms.
Welcome to Project Flock's showcase presentation. I'm Nikolai.
I'm Nicholas.
I'm Lenisha, and we are the marketing team.
And I'm Eddie, and Zach and I are the finance team. And here's Project Flock's co-founder, Tim Ottaway, joining us to tell the story behind why he started Project Flock.
In the time I've been enjoying riding bikes, I've seen some pretty serious cycling crashes, and I've even been hit by a car while I've been out riding. We live in a world where road traffic deaths are the #1 cause of death in young people. And more than half of these people were people that were walking or riding a bike. Project Flock exists to make roads and paths of the world safer for humans today, tomorrow, and well into the future. Our first product, the Flock Light, is a bike light that shines light onto your legs while you ride so you can be seen sooner and you can most importantly be seen as a human.
Thanks, Tim. To help support him on his mission, we conducted market research into effective Kickstarter campaigns and strategies, built a survey to better understand Project Flock's followers, created a financial model and forecast, and conducted a cost analysis to produce a go-to-market strategy.
Come join our session room to chat with Tim and us to learn about our financial and marketing work and everything else you want to know about Project Flock and the Flock Light.
Wow, another great round of pitches. Thanks so much, team. It's really fantastic to see all the hard work coming together in short, punchy pitches. Well done. We'd love to give you another kind of industry perspective. And in particular, we've got Jacob Solchik from AEM Algorithm, who will speak on the topic of the kind of relationship between higher education and industry. What it represents now and what it could be in the future. Over to you, Jacob.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jacob. I'm the founder and the CEO of AEM Algorithm. We are an accounting solution provider for cryptocurrencies. We've been going since 2018 and followed your typical startup journeys. We've begun through a startup program with Blockchain Center, where we really just had an idea about creating an accounting platform for businesses that want to use cryptocurrencies and utilize blockchain technology. So look, our partnership with RMIT began in late 2019. It was quite coincidental with one of the events I was participating at, was Digital Innovation Festival. I connected up with the RMIT Blockchain Hub that just was getting established, and we formally partnered at the beginning of 2020 and started doing projects with university. Our cross relationship actually sits with the School of IT because we have groups of students coming into the projects with us. They help us build MVPs or modules of our system. And from there, actually, we also have the relationship with the Activator. So we actually do projects with the Impact Agency. Activator also helps us get some resources, and it really is such a great call it holistic thing that RMIT provides for startups and businesses that want to scale, because the path we've taken was actually to do projects with the School of IT, so build some simple prototypes that then we can take and expand and actually integrate and make them part of the commercial product. But where Activator really is even more important to us is looking at the things we do through a business lens. We will do sometimes projects around business planning or marketing strategy. It's just great having that balance, and finally, you know, what we do from there, the outstanding students tend to get jobs with us as well. So we actually bring them on the team, and they may continue the internship for a few months, they may stay on. Most, if not all, of our new staff actually come from RMIT. So what I think the future of higher ed should look like, and the collaboration with the industry, I actually think that what we have going with RMIT, of really what RMIT provides, is such a great starting point and such a great model to follow. I do feel that it is the path forward to actually find meaningful relationships with businesses, because they enable students to do real life projects that actually have a meaning and an application. You know, going off the project we have right now with the Activator, we have a group of students who've really done a great extensive research on, just to use an example, open source project. And it was good, they've really gone into depth. But then, for instance, as we told them what the objective was, they were able to establish that you know, that report actually has to connect to the product we're analyzing, and from there I actually felt that it became a lot more mature. So I think that maybe encapsulates what I'm trying to say, that the relationship needs to be mature. The students have to be able to do things that lean onto other experiences, and even if they were not to stay with us, at least they can say that this project contributed in a meaningful way. So we've been partnering for 2 years now. I can't see why we would not be partnering for years to come, just because it's such a great way to, you know, bring in students, do projects that we may not be able to do otherwise. So once again, big thanks to Impact Agency for the ongoing contribution. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's been done this semester again. And again, to say, you know, the things I really love and enjoy doing with the agencies, having the teams of students coming, who actually coming from different degrees, different backgrounds, and you know, finding this collaboration where they all can play to their strengths, contribute into the project in different ways, and yeah, just bringing those fresh ideas and look at things through their own lens. So once again, big thanks for letting me share our journey and our thoughts on the future of education, and why, you know, RMIT's got it all kind of figured out in the right way, where to head in the future.
Thank you so much, Jacob, for your insights. We're really glad to hear that your relationship with RMIT has really, you know, provided a lot of benefits, and hopefully, it might prove more important with that industry university relationship. Also, if you're curious to dive a bit deeper into that topic, really, you know, unearthing what is the relationship between industry and university today, and what it might look like in the future, and also how a vehicle like Impact Agency could support that. Jump into the roundtable discussion in round 2 with Matt Salyer from the RMIT Activator. I'm sure that'll be a really fruitful conversation. All right, team. We're on to our final round of pitches. So remember, keep an eye out on what sparks your curiosity to dive a bit deeper in. Then I'll just give a quick kind of overview of what happens next, and then we'll go into the interactive part. So over to the pitches.
Hi, I'm Michael, and together with Sam, Steph, and Jade, we worked with Rock Naturals, a natural and sustainable oral healthcare brand, to create a US expansion plan. As quoted by their website, Rock was founded with a rebellious spirit and drive to do things differently, to do them better. Co-founder Prue Rocky decided to create a company that supported her family's oral hygiene while also helping to make the world more sustainable. The Rock team created the perfect products consisting of naturally derived ingredients. With attention from overseas markets, Rock looked to start their expansion route. They gave us a brief consisting of outcomes that they believe were the most pivotal when entering the US market. We used these outcomes for topics of our research and idea generation. The outcomes were market analysis, competitor analysis, customer analysis, distribution, and marketing. Come to our booth to see how Rock Naturals will navigate FDA laws and distribution channels while also exploring marketing possibilities, including exciting launch events, influencer marketing, advertising, and promotions.
And I'm more than pleased to present to you our pitch project. We did work in this occasion with St. Vincent Hospital. They are a tier public healthcare service, and they work with a vast network of collaborative partners, and in this case, us. And the purpose of this project is how to detect rectal cancer using MRI images and artificial intelligence techniques. In this case, we did use deep learning. Basically, our problem is we want to classify if a patient needs surgery or it needs radiochemotherapy first and then the surgery, according to the stage of the cancer. In the next step, Karthi will share with us the outcomes of this project.
Thanks, Juan, for that introduction. So the outcomes for the project that we are going to learn are how to build a data set for industry level project, how to work with the medical images, and how to do the region segmentation, and finally, how to work with the deep learning methodology for the classifying medical images. So we expect you all to come to our session room to learn more about the importance of data, collection and preparing industry level data, how to use AI techniques for the medical images, and the limitations of AI. We look forward to seeing you there. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mehdi, and today I'll be speaking on behalf of my team about the Unlearning Project. Jess Sanders is an author and social worker who is passionate about educating others in a variety of topics, in particular, tackling mental health issues for young Australians and equipping parents with the right tools. Recently, she has created a podcast with experts discussing how you can unlearn the harmful narratives you've been socialized to believe about gender, bodies, and mental health. In the past 7 years, psychological distress among young Australians has risen by 5.5%. Mental illness is caused by a variety of factors such as gendered pressures, bullying, family violence, social media, biology, and a range of other factors. In reality, though, there is no one cause. Parents play an important role. However, they are time poor and under-equipped. Parents tend to parent like their own parents, which means collectively, there is many unlearning and relearning to be done. The outcomes of the project included things such as market and industry analysis, including customer survey, customer experience journey, product innovation, marketing communications channels. So come to our session to learn more about the Unlearning Project, the resources parents use to educate children, the current market competitors, the current consumer demand, and how current available resources such as websites could be used as a marketing tool. We hope to see you there.
Hey guys, my name is Jonathan and I'll be recording this pitch deck for Upstreet. The team consists of Thomas, Stephanie, Matthew, and myself. About Upstreet, Upstreet facilitates a fractional share reward program between companies and their customers. Fractional share rewards can help increase customer loyalty, which leads to more frequent purchases and improved customer sentiment. Upstreet was created for two reasons: to help individuals do something more with their money, make their money work harder for them, so that they can take a step forward into the life they want to live, and also to help companies find a more meaningful way to reward their customers. About the brief, our first meeting with Upstreet, we created a roadmap of what was expected for the upcoming next few months. We began with user acquisition strategies, conducted interviews and surveys, And through this, we collected data and insights on ways to improve the current product and insights on Upstreet's new product feature, which they will reveal when the time comes. The outcomes, we created and prioritized effective user acquisition strategies for the customer segment, conducted user interviews and surveys, gained insights on product feedback, refining current product, and that's it. So please come to our session to learn more about the current product, user interview insights, survey insights, and Australian influencers to align with, and lastly, our recommendations. Thank you.
G'day, we're a group of 5 students coming from various backgrounds, including geospatial science, industrial design, advertising, and professional communications. We've been working with the Victorian State Government Department of Environment, Land, Water and Planning, or DELP, to envision a mobile app that transfers the existing SMES web service onto mobile. For all users to interact with the mobile app effectively, we had to come up with a set of features that would allow easy navigation and proper utilization of the SMES features. The main purpose of these features being to locate survey marks in an easier fashion. Here are the main outcomes. Number 1 being wireframes to structure the SMES app. 2, layering features on the SMES app. 3, features involving the general public. 4, professional account editing features. 5, offline functionality. And 6, being a working prototype. With these features, we hope to bring the original clunky SMES web service onto a more user-friendly app. Thank you very much.
Well, everyone, there you have it. 20 fantastic projects from this semester's Impact Agency. So now it's time to do some further exploring and deep diving on the projects that you in the audience found particularly interesting. So listen sharply here, because there'll be a little bit of coordinating. So essentially now we will have 2 20-minute rounds. So when I give you the nudge, click on the sessions tab on the left of your screen and choose from the selection of a round 1 projects to join. So that's all the yellow labels, I believe. They should be at the top of the list. We will then let you know when it's time to move on to round 2 projects and roundtable as well. And that's the red labels. So once the 2 20-minute rounds are up, so 40 minutes in total, we'll nudge everyone to come back to this main stage where we'll kind of wrap up the session. We've got a little wrap up from our community coordinator, Eugenia. So stick around for that. And then one last tip, please remember to throw questions at the students. They've been working really hard over the last 12 weeks. And I'm sure any curious questions that you have will help them a lot kind of explain how the process was. So be that on camera or in the chat. So I think now you can click on the sessions, everyone. So enjoy it and meet you back here at the main stage in 40 minutes. Good luck, everyone. Wow. Okay. So much fantastic thinking and hard work have clearly gone into those 20 projects, and you can really see it. So a big thank you to all the students who have presented their work today. Some really interesting presentations, but also some really interesting questions and discussions as well, which we'll touch on in a sec. But before I hand over to Eugenia, I think I actually would love to hear a bit of an overview from some of those roundtable discussions. So Margaret, you facilitated a roundtable kind of building on the theme that Thurman was talking about, which is the kind of importance of designing the right experiences that bring students kind of within an organization. Margaret, I'm wondering if you could just give us a quick summary of what was it that you explored at your roundtable.
Well, my summary is, can we perhaps play Thurman's video again? Because I really can't, I really can't add much. I think he really hit it on the nail on the head when he spoke about the ability for students to bring the outside into an organization in a really refreshing and new way, to step outside the business as usual. And I think it's not just a benefit for the organizations, but also for students. So often will and internships are about flexing those technical muscles, the disciplinary knowledge, and that is important. But of course, we all know that the demand for future skills, future readiness is on the increase, and actually is outpacing the value indeed of the technical skills. So technical excellence from a university like RMIT is just expected, and the differentiator are the types of skills that Impact Agency is building. I think that's really acknowledged by all of the industry clients here, and well done to absolutely every team, and indeed to the Impact Agency team. The feedback has been resoundingly positive, in fact, glowing, may I say. So I think certainly a desire for an alternative to the more traditional models, and a real embracing of an approach that is Impact Agency, with clear benefits for the organization, but then also I think for the students going forward. And ultimately for a university like RMIT who can lead the way in this. So well done, everybody. Really enjoyed it.
Cool. Yeah, thanks so much, Margaret. And then kind of building on that, we've got the work integrated learning experiences, or bringing, that student or group of students in-house. Want to kind of take a bigger meta perspective and start to think a bit more about that ecosystem level of, what it means to have that university industry relationship, and how to foster it and how to nourish it over time. So Matt, I'd love to throw it over to you. You facilitated a discussion around that kind of university industry relationship. Could you share a bit about what was discussed at your table?
Yeah, look, echoing Margaret's thoughts. It's always tough following Margaret. She's hit the nail on the head across the board. But I've always found that work integrated learning always conjured up really traditional views for me, and I think what really came through, and James from Ericsson and Jacob from AEM were there, was just the level, the quality, the ability that these projects have to actually move the needle for the business. This isn't just a nice to have philanthropic piece. It's actually really important work that will keep the business moving forward. So with Ericsson, the students' work's, going to be used internally. James mentioned it, a briefing that had happened with some other partners where, a number of the things that are on the 5G roadmap that the students have done was already identified by these other partners. So, I think, if you lift up, this is exactly the type of thing that universities and industries need to be continuing to do, and do far more deeply. You heard Jacob in his video talk about how working with computer science and working with business is not only giving him an opportunity to build out his product roadmap in little sort of bite-sized chunks that's really helpful, but it's also giving them that business strategic or marketing advice that they're probably, as a team of great engineers working on some pretty serious tech, that they need help in. And so, each time there's this transfer of knowledge that I think is really powerful. So yes, students are leaving with these durable skills. Yes, the industry expects from a wonderful university like RMIT, design, technology, enterprise, that those tech skills and that enterprise knowledge comes as part of the package. It's how you build those durable soft skills, these human skills, to be able to work together. We had a team there working, I think it was Poolit, that we're working with the company staff in India. There are other teams that have team members spread across the world. I think these are the real ingredients to ensure we create these amazing experiences for students, for sure.
Awesome. Matt, thank you so much. That was a really, really nice summary there. Just in the interest of time, just want to kind of make sure we can wrap this up in a timely manner. So, we are so proud to be working with up-and-coming talents, and really look forward to seeing where all the students head next, and also where all the industry partners head next. At Activator, we empower entrepreneurs and guide them through their journeys. So, we would like to officially welcome all the project groups to the Activator family. And on this note, I'd also like to introduce Eugenia Ewan, our Community and Startup Programs Coordinator, to talk about opportunities at Activator. Eugenia, over to you.
Awesome. Thank you for the introduction, Daniel. So hi, everyone. I'm Eugenia. I'm the community coordinator at RMIT Activator. So conscious of time, I won't take too long, probably only 2 minutes, because I can't see your faces. I imagine you all have that huge relief look on, and it's a Friday afternoon. So yeah, so like Daniel said, this might be an end to your impact agency experience, but it's certainly the start to unlock a huge number of different programs and experiences that we offer at Activator. So from learning, doing, discovering entrepreneurship to experiences like launch a pre-accelerator, which a lot of the startups you're working with today actually, finishing were our Launch Hub alumni. So there's lots of different opportunities at Activator that you can actually participate and, dive into the startup world. And what is the best way to get involved, to access all these, great community of students, graduates, staff members, founders, and hustle with the community, come to the events and get the resources. So scan the QR code, and you will get the link to be able to join our community. We actually have our next community event coming up next Wednesday as well. So that's a great opportunity for you to come along and say hello to everyone and continue on the exciting journey of Impact Agency. Thank you, Daniel. Back to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Eugenia. And remember to keep in touch with Activator in the future. As mentioned, there's always new and exciting programs and experiences popping up. Well, everyone, that wraps up the showcase for this semester's Impact Agency. I really just want to give a shout out to all 66 students and 21 clients for really leaning in and giving it all this semester. Despite all the difficulties of remaining 100% all online, I'm really excited about future impact agencies where we can kind of work with this hybrid nature of learning and working as well. I also just want to give a shout out to the Activator team, especially Sakanya and Steph. Sakanya was the glue to the program, coordinating, delivering everything behind the scenes. So big shout out to you, Sakanya. And also Steph for coordinating such a great showcase experience online. I think it's made everyone's life a little bit easier and more enjoyable. And finally, to our wonderful audience, thank you all so much for attending. It's been a great session. And that kind of wraps up the session today. So hopefully see you all next time.